Got it, Angel. You and I are. That's right, Metal Summoners. It is Terrifier Tuesday here on the Metal Summit, and we are going to be rocking out with you guys. Thank you so much for showing the show. So much support, all of our guests, so much love, and also really appreciate you guys being so down and understanding as we had to do a little bit on the fly reschedule when it came to last week, a couple of technical difficulties, but it wouldn't be fun if it wasn't rock and roll. So we are right back with you guys, and we're going to jump right into it and have a good time. Got a friend of mine, an old school, long time, metal bro that is long overdue for this show, but it's also long overdue to reconnect a little bit. So Metal Summoners, welcome back to your Island of Misfit Toys. Myself, Angel, of course, our man Psycho Steve working behind the scenes, but that's enough for us. Let's talk about NuKidz. Let's bring Justin Severn on the show right now. Justin, my bro, it's been way far too long, and welcome to the Metal Summit officially.
I appreciate that, and thank you. It has been a long time. I mean, what's it been? Something like 13 years, and the last time I actually saw you face to face, something crazy like that.
I know.
It's been a while.
It's definitely been a while, and it's really just been life. So it's mostly just been, messages, just staying in touch, making sure that everything's good to go. But my friend, we know we have you on some limited time, and we kind of have a lot to talk about. So we're going to jump right into it. Let's talk a little bit about NuKidz, man. You've got this killer, late 90s, early 2000s new metal like tribute band that you've been rocking out with lately. Talk a little bit about the formation of the band and what was it about that specific genre that you were like, you know what? I want to put my skills to these songs.
So going back to my Anubis Unbound days, that was more of a metalcore driven band. So predominantly I've always been a metalcore type singer, but in my heart of hearts, I've always been a new metal fan. Korn probably kicked it off for me in 94 when I first heard Blind. So my love for that genre, for that style has always been insane. And actually one of my first tattoos was a Korn tattoo, The Life is Peachy.
Nice.
So I love new metal. How the band formed, well, I took a well-needed break from the scene after I left Anubis Unbound in 2014. About 10 years I was out and away from the scene. Life, and kids and life. And I don't want to get too graphic, but I had a bit of a problem with the substances, and I've actually been sober going on 10 years now. January 19th will be 10 years clean. So
congratulations, brother.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yes. So my brother, Corey Sokolis, from the band Particle, Colonist, Alter Ego, you name it, he's done it. Him and I have actually been friends since about the 6th grade, and him and I both really bonded over new metal. Was really where our love kind of started way back when we were in grade school. So I think about 3 years ago now, we got together and decided we wanted to do the songs that we wanted to do. So him and I got together, and then he brought over his guitarist from Colonist, James Caldwell, and then Brian Smith from Anubis Unbound came over to NuKidz with me as well.
Nice.
And so, and then we found our our bass player of all things, in an open ad, and his name is Alan Carpenter. He's from the Richmond area, and he moved up this way, and he was immediately the perfect fit. He got all of our dick and fart jokes, all of our South Park references. He fit in right away. He's it. And then we just started jamming. Got about 40 songs, set list put together, various artists from Korn all the way to Seven Dust. We got some. We're throwing in some A Perfect Circle. We even have some Creed in the set, some Breaking Benjamin in the set. So you name it, we're doing it. It's fun, and I'm having a blast doing it. So that's basically the origin of the band and where everybody kind of came into it.
Absolutely, man, for sure. And obviously, you've got the NU new for new metal in the name of the band. But what was just the style, but or like the story just behind the simplicity of just a nice, quick, right to the point name?
Well, I mean, you see the logo, it's definitely well, hold on, actually, matter of fact, I have it right here. So if you look at it, it's a clear and precise Korn reference.
Totally.
And so since we love Korn, we figured that much. And then NuKidz, of course, when I tell people NuKidz, they're like, New Kids on the Block? I'm like, no, come on, man. New for new metal, NU. So it was more or less just a play on words. It fits, it works. There's a lot of new metal. I wouldn't say a lot in this area. There's a few good ones, like Issues being one of them, the new metal band, couple other ones. Those are the ones that really stick out, but we really wanted to get as close to the artist as we could, without obviously copying them. But I think that with the range and the vocal style that I bring to the table, it's easier to tap into that style than it is anything else. So it fits, it works.
Absolutely.
And everybody in the band, everybody's so talented. I mean, Corey is one of the greatest damn drummers I have ever seen in my life. The guy, I mean, Neil Peart and Portnoy are like his biggest reference, his biggest inspirations. He can play them, or you name it, the guy can play it. So putting him in there was really good. Of course, Brian. Brian's just a phenom on the guitar. The guy can play anything. Alan's a very exceptional bass player. Like I said, he fits right in, can do all the nuances of all the different styles of the bands that we cover. And then, of course, James is a freak of nature. I mean, these guys, it's a well-rounded team. We got a really good thing going. We don't play a whole lot of shows, but what we do play, they're very memorable, and we bring the energy. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely, brother, for sure. Considering you were away from the scene for so long, and especially, being a singer, when it came to getting back into the scene, forming the band, and kind of retraining your voice, if that even was something that you needed to do, did you have any issues kind of breaking the rust off or anything like that, or were you fortunate enough to kind of have the it's like riding a bike syndrome?
Sort of, kind of. So that's a great question, and I guess the best way I can describe that is when we were playing specific songs and trying to match specific tones from doing stuff that I'm not used to doing. It was a little harder to knock off the rust as far as bringing out different parts of my vocals that I never really did before. With Anubis, I did a lot of screaming, not so much with the melody. It was just straight metalcore. So with new metal, we know that there's a lot of melody, there's a lot of vocal technique that comes with that style of music. So it was in many senses, it was easy to do with the screaming stuff. And actually, to be perfectly honest, my screaming has improved by leaps and bounds over the years. I could do a lot more now than I could then. And that's just because of the influences that I have. I mean, I listen to all kinds of music. So I think the deathcore shit that I listened to really helped out with that. So, but yeah, it was kind of easy for the screaming stuff. The more melodic and singy stuff was a little harder to tap into, but with practice makes perfect. Repetition works. You get the muscle memory back. Your neck gets fucking 3 sizes too big, and you're just like, ugh. So.
Absolutely, man, for sure. Angel, my good dude, let me kick it up to you for a little bit. Take it away.
And I just want to say, man, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Now you guys can hear me, right, perfectly?
Yes.
Sound good on my end, brother.
Wonderful.
I'm asking because AT&T made me an offer I couldn't refuse to switch. So making sure those fuckers didn't jit me.
Did you have to sign something in blood?
I felt like I did.
Firstborn
Right.
child.
Usually firstborn child, the hair and urine sample, all that stuff, you know.
Oh, as long as they don't touch the damn hair. I will stab. I almost stabbed my cousin for having scissors close to my hair.
What's funny is about the hair. You're mentioning the hair. I had hair down to here when I cut it off. And now I'm bald as a baby. So, and that unfortunately is a side effect of age. I'm 41 years old. So, you know, and I am my father's son. So, you know, I look a lot like my old man now. So, but I mean, that's not a bad thing. He's a good looking guy. So I'll take that.
I'm older than you. I'm 47.
You don't look it, man.
Nah.
Well, age has graced you very well, my friend.
No, yes, it does. I could be every mother's nightmare and every daughter's nightmare. I mean, imagine your mom going out on a date with me.
Isn't that funny though? How, you know, being that we're all metalheads, we love metal, we love the scene, we love the lifestyle, we love the culture, we love the style. It's funny how we all get these crazy looks from people, you know, oh, I'm not going near him, he probably worships the devil, blah 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 blah, you know, but we're usually the nicest people on the face of the planet. Isn't that funny how that works?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So c'est la vie.
One interesting thing, the new metal scene, the only thing I liked about it was Korn, because I love that rhythm section. Section, I mean, forget new metal, just one of the best in rock and roll. Yeah. That bass and that drummer, forget his name.
David Silvera.
Yeah.
David and now Ray.
He knows how to keep that fucking rhythm. Like you listen to Falling Away From Me. Just, you know, the thing with the bass, he knows how to keep that rhythm with the drums. Like, it's not too fast. It's not fancy. He's just really good with that rhythm of playing. It's pretty hard to describe.
And that song is one hell of a coda, too. If you're ending your set with Falling Away From Me, you know, people are A, going to get very excited. B, they're going to, you know, jump around, be very, you know, happy that you're playing that song. And C, it's a great song. I mean, and you're right. That rhythm section in Korn has always been very clutch. So say what you will about new metal in general, but Korn definitely pioneered that genre and has definitely stayed for the long run and is still one of the most amazing bands you could ever see live to this day. And they're, you know, 35 years into their career. It's insane.
Yeah. It's hard to believe it's really been that long. Fucking hey.
No.
I mean, in the 90s, I was very stubborn in the 90s. I was very, you know, 80s metal's rock, fuck you, new metal, fuck you, oh, fuck you, alternative music, fuck you, Hootie and the Blowfish. But now I'm very open to it. But now, you know, looking back, like Korn was that band that just came out of it. You knew they were gonna last.
Oh yeah. Some would say the same thing about Slipknot. Yeah. Some would say the same thing about Slipknot. And Slipknot, you know, was also a huge inspiration as a vocalist. I kind of flocked to Corey Taylor because the dude is he's an insane vocalist. The guy can do anything. So as far as inspiration is concerned, I would say Jonathan Davis, Corey Taylor, Aaron Lewis, Philip Anselmo were probably my core four for vocal inspiration. And then when I graduated to listening to heavier shit, it became like Tim Lambesis. I love Jesse Leach from Killswitch. I love Phil Labonte from All That Remains. I love Matt Heafy from Trivium. You know, all these guys, they all have an incredible range of motion and different things that they can do with their voices. So you know, it's definitely a great time to be a metal fan. It's a great time to be a music fan, as long as people still have it in their hearts and they still get excited when they hear a song come on the radio or they put in a CD, if people still have CDs. or even put on their Spotify or their iTunes or whatever. I mean, music, I think music is the soul binding essence of life, if that makes any sense whatsoever.
It
It brings us
does.
all together. It brings us all together, you know, all walks of life, every creed, every religious background, any sex denomination you are, whatever the case may be. Music is a universal love language to your soul. It really is.
Fuck it.
So,
You got that right.
Oh yeah.
yes, sir.
It's, I mean, to a lot of like Horn fans, you know, that particular genre of music, being young and being a teenager, it just really helped them through a lot of things. And that's a very powerful thing that music can actually do, get you through rough times.
I agree. What's crazy is when I went through a very painful divorce, which kicked off my downfall, so to speak, and that happened in, I think, 2011, and then I started trying to self-medicate, and my life kind of fell apart. And then Anubis went on a hiatus for 3 years, and then we tried to get back together, and I'm middle of my midlife crisis, and things were going really bad. But what really I regret through that whole thing, if I have any regrets, the regret is I should have known the difference to let the music speak for me and speak to my soul, because if it had in the way that it should had, then I might not have ended up where I ended up. Also, it helped that I had an excellent, you know, support system. You know, my children's mother, Jennifer, she's just an amazing woman. You know, it just, a lot of those things were contributing factors, but music overall is the overlaying thing that I couldn't stay away from for too long, and I had to get back to it because I missed it too much, just way too much to not do it. And I love to perform, man. I love to put on a show for people. If you know me in my personal life, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, and everybody's usually like, "That's you on stage. You make those noises. That comes out of your mouth. You're like such a soft-spoken guy." But metal, the beautiful thing about metal in general, whatever subgenre you like, metal in general is a fucking excellent tool to release those demons that you have within yourself, because it's angry, it's aggressive, dark, it gets all that shit out of you. And that's why I flock to that. I mean, I listen to anything from the fucking Beatles to Hank Williams Jr. You know what I mean? Like, I listen to anything that has a good groove that can make me smile when I'm listening to it, but metal really just, it touches me. So, but yeah, I'm just happy to be back.
No, just having made it through that. I mean, I know Steve, you know, our other co-host, you know, he went through a divorce and it was hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's got 2 kids as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
She should be happy that she was married to somebody.
Yeah, you got 3 now, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, man.
2 boys and a girl. So the raising of the girl is probably I wouldn't say the hardest thing, because her and I are so close. My daughter Drayden and I, we're so close, and she's the coolest fucking 12-year-old girl I know. And it's tough because she's in that starting to like boys phase and stuff like that.
Sure.
So it's like, you know, I'm a nice guy until you piss me off, and then I'm a different person. But you know, I don't like being that way. I don't like, especially around my children. And you know, my son, he's my youngest. He's just a little guy. You know, he's 2 years old. So and me being 41 and having a 2-year-old, that's rough. So
41, you got a 2-year-old?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
Wasn't planned, wasn't expected. Wasn't planned,
That's-
wasn't expected, but I'm glad because he's such a cool little dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I can't in the back pain. I'm sorry, you know, to lifting them up because you're gonna get heavier.
Yeah, and that's another thing that comes with old age: the back pain, the knees aching, and when it rains, your knees hurt. You want to curse the rain. You want to curse God because He's raining down hellfire on your knees. It's just terrible. all the signs of life.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. So Justin, we got to go back a little ways and have a little bit of fun, man. We got to go back and discuss some of those great like Monday nights back in the day.
Oh
You know,
man.
Noise in the Basement. You know,
Oh yeah.
you guys used to rock it out at the fire station, dude. From way back in the day when you and I were kind of tater tots back when you were doing the Anubis thing, man. And
Yeah,
simple
man.
enough, when you look back at that time, especially at a time when you guys were really firing on all cylinders, what do you remember just about those times and performing in Anubis, and also just, you know, for anybody who's familiar but maybe unfamiliar with the change, what led to the extension of the name with Unbound coming in for anybody who's not familiar?
So, to touch on everything you just asked about. So back in when we were firing all cylinders, I think the biggest time for Anubis was 09, 2010. And we had been asked to, well, we got hooked up with, of all people, Peter Witchers from Soilwork, because our record producer for the Treachery album was the front sound engineer for Soilwork. So we got hooked up with Peter Witchers, and he did a guest. He helped co-produce our record, and he did a guitar solo on the Treachery album. I think the song is called "The Road" that he did the guitar solo on. And we were invited in 2010 to join them on their Panic Across North America tour, which led us into Canada, and then part of the Midwest, some East Coast dates. It was, for being a local band from Baltimore, that was probably the peak and the highlight of the whole experience. And it was probably one of the most unforgettable experiences of my lifetime. As far as the local scene was concerned, I think we had the Baltimore area on lock. Usually when we played Noise in the Basement, we were usually heavily featured on the radio for 98 Rock. We won the Band of the Month, I think, twice. We won a couple of Battle of the Bands. I mean, it was really a great time to be in that band, and it was so much fun. And you know yourself, Jay, you've seen Anubis live, so the performances always spoke for themselves.
Totally.
You know, high energy, everybody headbanged in unison, and it was an unforgettable experience every time we went on stage. So the Noise in the Basements at Fletcher's, man, God, Fletcher's was such a great venue. And the fact that it's not there anymore, or the 8x10 was just sold. Of course, the Auto Bar, one of my favorite places we did our CD release at was the Vault. Well, it used to be called the Vault, then they called it Bedrock, which was just a great venue. And then Bourbon Street and Sonar were the other venues. And of course, Ram's Head were our frequent spots. So it was great times, man. What was the other question?
Well, basically rebranding. What led to the name?
Okay, so yes. So we were, at the time, I think it was 08. We had a manager. Her name was Patty Tilton. Shout out to Patty. I love you, Patty. She was good friends with Unearth. Trevor from Unearth, the lead singer. And she gave him our little shitty 4-track demo that we had at the time, and he listened to it, and he was looking at our name. And I don't know if I'm 100% accurate on this, but he suggested that we add on to the Anubis name, especially if there was ever a chance for us to get signed, because there wasn't already a band called Anubis, and there was a band, I believe, called Anubis Gate. So he suggested, if you don't want to change the name altogether, add something to it. So we kicked a bunch of different. We sat out in front of my dad's house, because at the time that's where we rehearsed. It was at my father's house in Aberdeen, and we were kicking a lot of different things around the bucket. And I don't remember who it was that came up with the Unbound, but that's what it became, and that name stuck. And it was that's what we were until the band, I think, disbanded in 2016. So after I left the band, I was fired, and they had every right to fire me. I was not myself. I was in trouble in my life, and so they got a good buddy of mine by the name of Jay, who is actually the singer for my drummer now, Corey's old band, Colonist, and he did a very good job. He wrote lyrics for 2 of the songs that I didn't finish, and they put those songs out, and he played, I think, 2 or 3 shows with them before they officially just disbanded. And you know, I have nothing but love and support for Jay. Jay is a great guy. He's a hell of a fucking vocalist, a hell of a singer, you know. So Jay Bivens, I'm sorry, I meant to throw his last name in there, but yeah, Jay's a great guy, and I was very happy that he was taking over the reins because A, he was a good friend, and B, he was, you know, he was very capable. So I wanted to orchestrate an Anubis Unbound reunion, but I don't think anybody was interested in doing such. And, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, lives take you every which way. You know, I think Ryan has a production company. I think Polar Bear Productions. I don't think that name is right. Please don't shoot me, Ryan, if you're listening or watching this. If I got the name of the production company wrong, I apologize. Jared is actually a successful real estate mogul now down in Texas. And of course, Brian, you know, Brian's in NuKidz with me.
Yep.
Tony, the original drummer. Tony's got a very successful career in construction, I believe. And then, of course, the drummer that replaced him, Chris, who went on tour with us, was in Super Bob for a while. Now he's a fitness, motivational fitness instructor down in Florida. And then, of course, Ashley Maccabee, who is a phenom, was the final drummer. And he ended up, he still has a very successful recording studio. And he's in like 8 bands or something like that. So that's pretty much where everybody went after Anubis disbanded. And, you know, some of us are still doing music, some of us aren't. But, you know, I love all those guys to death. I have great memories and nothing but respect for every one of those guys. You know, if I can make amends, I'll always be forever sorry for the things that I did or didn't do or said or didn't say. I wish things could have been different, but it is what it is.
Absolutely, for sure. And Justin, because we definitely want to make sure that we're respectful of your time, and we still have a little bit of time to rock out with you. So, Metal Summoners, just to let you guys know, it is going to be last call for alcohol. So, any questions that you want to pop in, anything you're curious about what Justin's got going on, or what was going on when it came to Anubis, or anything in between, don't be afraid to pop them into the comments so Angel and I see them, because we are going to rock out for about a total of 40 minutes. So, we got about 15 left. One thing I did want to touch base, Justin, of course, depending completely on your comfort zone with it, because Angel and I have always crafted this show as like a very, like, you know, protective, safe space, you know, very metal driven with a very, very positive message. When it came to your sobriety, if you don't mind me asking, was there a particular moment that you found was the best turning point for you to where you were able to really kind of get it on a leash and be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. It's not good for me. Yeah. It's not good for my family. Do you remember
Correct.
that moment?
I do. In 2017, my best friend in the whole world, and there's an amalgamation of things that led to my sobriety ultimately. The biggest, of course, being the threat of losing my family, you know, Jennifer and Drayden, you know, at the time, who were my entire world. You know, they're all still my world, but at that time, Jennifer was on her way out the door. She's going to take Drayden with her. By that time, I had already been ousted from my firstborn's life. And so that was, I couldn't stand the thought of being away from another child. And so that was the catalyst that started it. And then my best friend in the whole world had actually died from overdose. He was found dead in Connecticut, alone in the snow in Hartford, Connecticut. So that broke me. That was Christmas Eve, 2017. And that following January, I went, and I was already, you know, at that time, I was actually already sober. But, you know, in between all that, you have your moments of relapse. They never lasted very long. But where I really took it seriously and never looked back was January 17th of 2018. So, like I said, I'm coming up on 10 years. Well, it'd be more like 9 or 8 years, something like that. I would say total time 10 years. But anyways, I went into a program a maintenance program that allowed me to get my life back on track, keep a job, not worried about going through all the withdrawal symptoms and things like that. So it was a process. But for anybody that's struggling with addiction, especially opiates, it's a slippery slope, and the relapses can creep up on you when you least expect them. But if you have a reason to stop and you have a reason to keep going, you latch onto that and you do not look back. You change. They always tell you people, places, things. You change those three things and you have a real shot at sobriety. And that's exactly what I did. There's a lot of people in my life I don't converse with now that I used to be very tight with because of their lifestyle choices. I can't be around that. And, I would say all in all, through this opioid epidemic that we have going on in America right now, there are at least 33 people that I've known personally that were at least a part of my life or in my life, or that I knew that I had lost, that have been lost to that horrible, horrible disease. So it's life is too precious, man. I want to be around for my babies. I want to see my babies grow up. I want to put out another record of original music one day. You know what I mean? Whether I tour on it or play shows on it or not, I have a lot left in me, a lot left in the tank that I want to share with people. So it's a high time to be healthy and stay alive. I have a great career. My day job it's excellent. It came at a really great time, and just life is too good, man.
Oh yeah, brother. Absolutely, man. And we really appreciate you taking a little bit of time to touch base on a sensitive subject for anybody who may be listening that can ultimately listen and, maybe, just get that feeling of, okay, there is light in that tunnel.
And there is. And, one more thing I'll say about it is if somebody is willing to open their hand and their heart to you, don't be afraid to reach out and grab their hand and hold on, because that person may just be your guardian angel, and that person may lead you into a life that you never knew could have existed had you stayed the path, So if you're struggling, get help and work the programs that you get into. It will work for you if you work it. So that's the best advice I can give on that subject.
Absolutely.
My life is so much better that I don't have to lie to people, and I don't have to con people into giving me money for this, that, I don't have to do those things anymore. And it's a wonderful feeling. So.
Absolutely, man, for sure. And a final thing for me in this segment before I kick it back up to Angel is you and I always bonded back in the day over horror, man. So
dude, yes.
Fun little segment with that is what got you into it? What's your favorite early franchise? And is there anything about what's been coming out recently, let's say within the last 10 years, that you're really into?
Excellent question. And I always get giddy when I talk about horror because it's still one of my favorite things in the entire world. Nothing to me is better than horror. So
trust me, dude, you're coming over to the house soon for dinner, and we'll get to really hack it out.
So when I was a little kid, I'd say about 5 years old, my father had a Freddy Krueger costume, and he one of the old school Freddy masks with that little cherry on the cheek that came out in the 80s. He made his own claws out of sheet metal with an old worker's glove, and he had the Christmas sweater with the green and red stripes. He would chase us around the house dressed as Freddy, and then at nighttime, we would sneak, and they had a copy of Nightmare on Elm Street 1 on VHS, and we watched it probably 100 times over, my brother, sister, and I. We loved that movie. And now I wish I was actually, in my personal space, because I have wall-to-wall movies and memorabilia and all kind of stuff, but I'm at work, but neither here nor there. But yeah, that's what did it for me. I'd say Freddy Krueger is, bar none, my favorite horror villain of all time. Now, what I've been really into recently, in the last, I'd say since about 2013, I watched a little film called All Hallows Eve, and it featured Art the Clown.
That's my guy, yep.
So Art the Clown, really, I have been following that franchise ever since, and I've actually got to meet all of them at Monster Mania. It was awesome. My daughter, of course, loves it. So her and I took her for her birthday to Monster Mania, and we got to meet Sienna and Jonathan and all them and Art, and it was such a great experience for her and I to bond doing that. And yeah, that's probably my favorite. I'd say anything that Rob Zombie usually does is pretty good. There's a couple of with his stuff, but of course, The Devil's Rejects, House of Thousand Corpses, that's phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
I love the Insidious movies.
Mm-hmm.
The last one that came out was not that good, but the one that's getting ready to come out looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
So,
I've always been big into the Conjuring universe, kind of in that.
Oh yeah, man. Yes. My daughter loves the second one so much. And then of course, what's another one that I flocked to? Stakeland. I really like the vampire movie Stakeland 1 and 2. They were pretty good. There's a lot of different stuff. Like there's indie horror flicks like The Taking of Deborah Logan. That movie was fucking horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
When she was eating that little girl at the end of the movie, oh my god. But it was awesome. I mean, it was cool as hell to see. And there's just so many. I mean, there's just so many.
So much. No, for sure.
I'm actually a really big fan of what the hell is his name? He just came out. Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls.
Oh yeah.
That movie is funny as hell, but it's really good. And I'm really a big Onyx the Fortuitous fan. I think he's hilarious. So yeah, and I don't want to say that's necessarily horror, but it's it's got Jeffrey Combs in it, so that's good enough for me.
Totally. No, you and me both, man. I mean, I love the most recent Nosferatu movie. I'm a big fan.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of just Robert in general. Like his style of movies are super up my alley. From The Witch to The Lighthouse, Northman, ultimately Nosferatu, and he's currently his next movie is his rendition of werewolf, like Wolfman. So I'm super into that. Same with me with Terrifier, dude. Like I'm a Terrifier guy. I discovered All Hallows Eve early. I was part of the original failed Kickstarter for the first Terrifier full length movie because
that's awesome.
A lot of people forget that the first Kickstarter for the original movie, not the little short, but the actual movie where David took over, it didn't make it. It didn't make its quota. But they ended up.
They had to indie release it.
Yep. And it just ultimately ended up doing its thing, and just watching a completely independent, no big budget, just be successful on the small side, because I was always keeping my eye out for these Terrifier people that would pop up at cons. And then, the second movie came out, and then that just destroyed the world.
It blew the hinges off the doors for sure.
Yep. And then, of course, all the big companies came a-calling, and he's like, and Damien, to his credit, he was always very professional. He's like, look, I appreciate it. I love your money. But the fact of the matter is, if I take your money, that means you're going to have a say in what I want to do.
Or you're going to take my character completely from me, and I don't want that.
Exactly. So no, totally. And we've met all those people too. Babes is a big fan of Lauren. She loves the, Sienna character. She got really invested actually in it because of that character, because she does not do clowns at all. That is not Babes' thing. She would watch Terrifier. She would be down for Terrifier as kind of a love letter to me, because I was such a fan. So she would support my love of it when I wanted to go meet cast members and stuff like that. She would just stand outside the room because she doesn't like being around the imagery of clowns all that much, but she loves Sienna's character. So she's actually gotten more into the series now, just watching that character arc. So we went and we saw the third one, and we're really excited to see, how the fourth one, draws a close to the franchise. It's
should be good. Should be very good. I'm excited. And I'm looking forward to it.
Me too, man, for sure. Angel, let me kick it up to you, man, as we go around the table our final time.
Yeah, let me get to a fan question from Brian. Nope, that was not it. Damn it, where's this question?
I saw the comment though, and yes, it's right up there with Poltergeist. I agree.
Oh yeah, there's the question.
Very good. I would say it's more of a modern day. The Beatles, Elvis, closest you've come to death, and define NuKidz in 60 seconds. So, the Beatles, I like Elvis, but I'm always my heart of hearts, and Corey does not like the Beatles, but that's my closeted favorite band now. I love the Beatles. Some of the greatest songs ever in the history of the world have come out of that band. So, closest I've come to death, actually, it was on mushrooms, if you could believe that. I was preparing to go to a Slipknot concert, and I had taken some mushrooms, and I thought my heart was stopping, and I had literally shut down and curled myself in the ball. My breath was labored, and yeah, I thought I was going to die. So yeah, that was a near-death experience. Apologize for the truck behind me. I work at a repair facility for tractor trailers, but neither here nor there. NuKidz in 60 seconds. Okay, so NuKidz is a tribute to the new metal era. We are a band that tries to get as close to the artist in terms of sound and feel as you can. So when you go to a NuKidz show, you're going to be enthralled by the overall tightness, the clutchness of the band. We try to do our best to really make it a love letter to that genre. So that's the best I can describe our band.
And when it comes to putting that set list together,
Oh
I mean,
man,
that's got to be tough because, I mean, it's like you could play all those songs all night, but you got a certain time. And how do you put that together?
so fun fact, the next show that we're playing is at Barrel House Live on June 26th, and we have a 3-hour set, which, 1 hour, 15-minute break, 1 hour, 15-minute break. So as a vocalist, A, that's tough, and B, how do you build your set list based on what you think everybody's going to love to hear? So coming up with the songs, that is the other big tricky question, because we're playing songs that we want to play, but we're trying to gravitate more towards what our fandom wants to hear. So I'm not a huge Drowning Pool fan, but we are adding bodies to the set because it's such an iconic song of the times. And I think we can nail that once we get it down. So we actually just ran through it on Sunday night for the first time, and it wasn't bad for everybody kind of like just picking it up. It really wasn't bad. One of the songs I have the most trouble with, and I'll be honest, is Bullet with a Name from Nonpoint. That one's tough because Elias sings in such a fucking key that is out of this world. It is in such a high mid range or like mid to low range, and it's hard to emulate that. And of course, I've been told, well, sing it like you would sing it. Well, if I'm being honest, yes, I could do that, but I want to try to really compliment the song because it's such a fucking ball kicker of a fucking song, and it deserves to be played the way it should be played. So I got to work on that one. But Creed, actually, surprisingly enough, Creed, I can do Scott Stapp's vocals pretty easily. We do the song What If because it's one of their heavy ones. What's up, fucking Matt? Mr. Preston. Oh my God, that's my boy from Your Last Stand. And actually, funny enough, I was originally starting out as the vocalist for Your Last Stand, and Matt was the drummer, and Matt actually became the vocalist. If you get a chance, check out Your Last Stand. They are fucking phenomenal. Matt is one hell of a songwriter. The band is tight. They sound amazing. I just want to plug them real quick.
Of course.
But back to what I was saying, it's tough to come up with the perfect set list. Like, I want to add in Boiler from Limp Bizkit because that's such a great song. It's powerful, but does the crowd know that song well enough? Yes, it's one of their singles, but it really wasn't as popular as like Break Stuff or Nookie, or you know what I mean, the songs that everybody knows from the TRL days. So it's it's tough. And then we want to add in Forest from System of a Down because that's such a fucking ball kicker of a song. So System of a Down, we do really well. Korn, I think we absolutely destroy Korn songs. I mean, we probably do those the best, and we do them the most. We have about 9 Korn songs in the set list with more to come. We only do 2 Slipknot songs for now, Duality and Left Behind for now. We do 1 Mudvayne song for now. probably like 4 or 5 Limp Bizkit songs, 2 Static X's. We were doing 2 Breaking Benjamin songs. Now we just do the one, So Cold. Mudvayne, not Mudvayne, Stained, we do a couple of songs from them. Deftones, we do a couple from them. So we got a good mix. We got a really good mix of stuff. It's just like you said, it's hard to decide what's going to hit. Like we did a couple of songs from Chevelle, and they didn't go over so well.
No.
So we had to sideline them. We played them very well, but we had to sideline them for now, just based on crowd reaction. So
Yeah. I know
that's basically. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I know they're not so much like new metal, but I feel like with your vocal delivery, Justin, if you were to do a Downfall from Trust Company in your set, I feel like that would actually be kind of a, I think that one could go over a bit.
Push me away, make me fall. Yeah, I with a little practice, of course.
Yeah, because it would have you'd have a little more edge to it. You would put a little more edge on it. But I feel like, plus it's got that. I feel like it would also have a solid nostalgia kick.
Yeah, for sure.
Because also late WWF and early WWE, they loved their new metal,
oh man, yeah,
and early 2000s rock on those pay-per-views.
They sure did, man. Good times. Like I remember when fucking CM Punk came out to Kill Switch.
Oh yeah,
that was way back in the day, and now he comes out to. Well, he's been coming out to
Living Color.
Yeah, Living Color ever since. But that's such an iconic song, and it makes sense for him because he is the cult of personality. So it makes total sense for CM Punk.
Facts.
So,
absolutely, for sure, brother. Angel, anything final from yourself, my friend?
When it comes to original music, will you do a song, an EP, or are you going to go for like a full album?
So I have a lot of stuff that I've been writing for the last 10 years, and a lot of it has to do with the dark periods and overcoming those dark periods and touching on love and politics and you name it. I've written something about something that's going on in the world or going on within myself, and with the right people to do it with, because I don't have any ideas for a band. Like Brian and I'm sure I could probably task Brian with writing some songs, and the motherfucker can write anything. So I fully would be down to do that. And even pulling James in, because James is such a gifted guitar player, and the dude can write his ass off too. So I mean, with the right situations, the right people, I'd like to bring out some of that stuff. Like some of the best stuff I've written has actually come recently lyrically. So I would like to do an album, but if it only ends up being like a 5-track EP, I'm okay with that. Thank you very much, Stephanie. We just threw that together in one afternoon. It's much better live. Twist, our version of Twist, but so if you're in the Maryland area, come see a show, and I'll make sure we throw that song into the set list.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Angel?
Nah, just like Maryland. I mean, that's a great state for rock shows.
Yes.
Oh,
I think I see more rock shows in Maryland than I do in Jersey.
Maryland's fun. Maryland's fun. I'm gonna get the Maryland flag tattooed on my leg just because I love my state.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna be here forever. I probably won't be here forever, but I love my state enough to represent it and put some ink on me for it. So,
absolutely,
man, I love that state as well. Going there for rock shows,
absolutely.
We just got to be sure not to get lost next Friday.
No, definitely not. But yep, we got next Friday in Maryland is the M3 Festival. On Sunday, May 3rd, Metal Summit is on the road as we go to Fishhead Cantina in Halethorpe, and we will be at the Sunday sermon that Bradley and Will Mass are putting on. So that's going to be a great one. It's being hosted by Will and Megan McCobb. And then, of course, Metal Summit, we take over for the after party with Vicky's Dream. But that's enough about what's coming up for us in a week, because we will be posting plenty about that. And before we let Justin go officially, because we do have to let him return off of his break, is that Justin, let everybody know, again, you've got Falston Barrel House coming up, but then let everybody know where NuKidz can be found.
So, of course, on Instagram, just look for NuKidz Band. you'll see a logo, the Fred Durst from the Significant Other album logo on our band's page, www.NuKidz.com. Facebook, of course, NuKidz Band. That's the best places to find us. Please like, follow, come to some shows. We have t-shirts, we got keychains, we got a lot of fun stuff. So more will be coming as time progresses, and we'll be adding more shows. Right now, I think with where everybody's at, we do a limited run of shows throughout the year because everybody's so busy. We're all adults. Most of us are in our 40s now, so it's tough to get out there and play every single weekend like a lot of cover bands do, and that's fine, and that's great, and I love that. I would love to play more shows, but at the same time, I'm a dad. You know what I mean? So it's okay that we do what we do when we do it. But yes, we definitely are in the works of adding more shows and things like that. So we come out to a show, you will not be disappointed. I promise you that.
Absolutely, man, for sure. Well, Justin, man, we can't thank you enough, man, for giving us a little bit of time this evening to rock out and talk about old times and new times and everything in between, man. Hopefully, we didn't take up too much of your time. If you get in trouble, let me know. I will show up personally and take all of the blame. So
I think we're okay. We're kind of winding down for the evening, so we're all right there. We'll be fine. But yeah, hey guys, I appreciate it. This was a lot of fun, and I'm gonna spread the word about your show everywhere I go, because this was a blast, and I would thank you for popping my cherry.
No, my pleasure, brother. And we'll talk soon, man. Let's get together for dinner, man. And it's been too long.
It has been, my brother. All right, Jay, Angel, thank you guys so much. You guys rock, and the Metal Summit rules.
Thank you so much, brother. Metal Summoners, this show is for you. Thank you guys so much for rocking out with us tonight, being so courteous to Justin and hearing all about his stories and what's going on with NuKidz. When it comes to NuKidz, you heard him tell you exactly where they can be found from their shows, their websites, as well as their socials. For the Metal Summit, please like and follow and subscribe to the Metal Summit on YouTube and the Metal Summit on Facebook. That's where you're watching the interview. That's where Justin is live right now, and that's where the shows always take place. It's also very important to follow us on Instagram, because a lot of our announcements come out there first and then filter their way down to the other socials, our TikTok, and all of that stuff. For Angel, you can find him at Angel Alamo 78 on Instagram. He also has a personal page on Facebook. You can find me at Salem.vampire on Instagram. I'm under that moniker on Facebook as well, and I also have a personal page. And then also, when it comes to Psycho Steve, you can find him at The Real Psycho Steve on Instagram. You can also find him at PsychoStevePresents.com. And also, because he popped in, check out everything on his socials that our buddy Bobby Dreyer is doing. He's always on the move. He's always doing great photos, and he's one of the best people we know. So shout out to Bobby for popping into our comments and rocking out with us a little bit tonight as well. But Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much. We will see you guys in less than 24 hours. We will see you guys tomorrow, as we've got Race the Rat. They are going to be playing on the show that Angel and I spoke of, that we will be at next week. But we'll discuss all of that tomorrow night. So we're signing off for this. When it comes to NuKidz, Justin Severn, myself, and Angel, and of course Psycho Steve, take care, be good to each other. We'll see you guys in a day, and take care. As always, you've been watching the Metal Summit.